Hello dear students, I am Dr. Chandrakala HT. In this video, under the topic data link layer, I'll be teaching you two IEEE standards. The first one is IEEE 802.4, which is the token bus network. The second one is the IEEE 802.5, which is the token ring network. First, let us discuss token bus network. The IEEE 802.4 token bus network, it consists of nodes which are physically connected through a bus of a broadband cable, like coaxial cable, which adheres to the 802.3 broadcast cable. So the nodes are connected to a bus transmission mode, but logically they are organized as a ring. So if you can observe in this picture, the nodes 1, 3, 6, 5, and 2, they are part of the logical ring, meaning that the token for transmission circulates only through these nodes. The station 4 is not currently part of the logical ring, hence it does not get a chance to transmit. So a token will be circulating between these nodes, and whichever node wants to send or receive data has to block the token and initiate the data transfer. Whenever the nodes have to transmit data, they have to follow the 802.4 frame format on the token bus network. The frame structure looks like this. The frame contains 1 bit preamble, 1 bit start delimiter, 1 bit of frame control, 2 or 6 bytes of destination address, 2 or 6 bytes of source address, 0 to 8182 bits of data, and 4 bits of checksum, 1 bit of end delimiter. The preamble is used to synchronize the clock of sender with that of the receiver, so that they send and receive data at the same speed, and one won't overload the buffers of the other. The starting delimiter and ending delimiter is used to mark the frame boundaries, or the beginning and end of the frame. So both of them contain an analog symbol, encoding symbol, instead of a 1 or 0, because a 1 or 0 has more chance of appearing in the data which is sent in the frame. Hence the delimiters are used, or delimiter fields are filled with analog encoding symbols. The frame control field is used to distinguish a data frame from the control frame. So this frame control field is a 1 bit field. If it is 0, it indicates the upcoming frame is a data frame. If it is 1, it indicates the upcoming frame is a control frame. The source and destination addresses can be either 2 bytes or 6 bytes. If it is 2 bytes, generally it's used for local addresses. If it is 6 bytes, global addresses can also be used, or data, whenever data is sent to global devices, outside network devices, this particular address field will be used. The data field will carry the actual data. It can be 8182 bytes when 2 byte addresses are used, 8174 bytes if 6 byte addresses are used. The checksum field is used in order to include an error detection data, so that the receiver can recompute it and confirm whether the data is correctly received or an error is received. So that was about the token bus network. Coming to token ring network, the token ring network is identified by the IEEE 802.5 standard. The token ring connects the nodes on the network in a ring format as shown in this particular figure. And a token keeps circulating in this particular ring of the nodes. Whichever node captures or grabs the token will have the right to transmit the data. So whenever a station wants to transmit a frame, it will invert a single bit in the 3-byte token, and which will change as a normal data packet, and data transmission can be started. Since the token rotates in the ring, a guarantee should be made in such a way that the node will finally get the token at some specified time. So an upper bound will be set on the waiting time for the node to grab the particular token, so that it will not starve indefinitely for the token. And the token ring network has an upper limit of 250 nodes. More than 250 nodes cannot be accommodated in the token ring. Now, to distinguish between the normal data packet from the token, which is the control packet, a special sequence of bits is assigned for the token packet. Whenever any node gets the token, it will first send the data it wants to send, and then circulates the token to the next nodes. In a scenario when a node wants to send or receive data, hence it transmits the token, but nobody in the ring would want to send or receive data to that particular sender, then the token comes back to the sender. So in such case, if the first bit of the token reaches the sender before the transmission of the last bit, error might occur. Now, to avoid this, the propagation delay plus the transmission of n bits, which include a 1-bit delay in each node, the sum of these two should be greater than the transmission of the token time on a token bus network. And there's something known as token holding time, which is used in token ring network. A node can hold the token only up to 10 milliseconds. So if at all a change is required in this, then settings during the installation have to be modified. If there is enough time left after the first frame has been sent, a sender can send some more frames. And after all its pending frames have been transmitted, or if its token holding time of 10 milliseconds exceeds, then the station has to regenerate the 3-byte token frame and put it back onto the network. The token ring network operates in 3 different modes. The first mode is listen mode. In this mode, the node in the network will listen to the data and transmits the data to the next node, meaning that the node is not the one which is intended to receive the data, but since it's a token ring, between the source and destination, intermediate nodes will be present, and data has to go through these intermediate nodes. So if the node is not the intended destination, it will go to the listen mode. It will just see the data and send it to the next node with a delay, 1-bit delay associated for each transmission. The next mode is transmit mode. In this mode, the node just changes 1 bit in the token data and puts the data onto the network. So this is a scenario when it so happens that the node is the intended node for data transmission. It got the token, so it will freeze the token bits, change the token bits and put the data onto the network. We say that the node is in transmit mode. The third mode in which a node in the token ring can operate is bypass mode. If at all a node is down, it will the data has to be just bypassed, and there will be again a 1-bit delay in this mode as well. So the data will pass through the network pass through the node in a bypass mode without entering the node and move to the next node in the ring network. So these are the 3 modes of operations. of the nodes in the token ring network, the listen mode, transmit mode, and the bypass mode. So in this video, you learned two IEEE standards, IEEE 802.4 for token bus network and IEEE 802.5 for token ring network. Thank you.